my school, Donda, we're on our third year of school. It was started off as Easy Christian Academy that we opened during this pandemic, the pandemic.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Kanye West, also known as Ye, going on CNBC and speaking about ending his relationship with Gap. Now, if you know about Kanye West, he's into pretty much everything. First and foremost, he produces music, he raps, he's a musician, but he's also into fashion. He has a Yeezy shoe line with Adidas, if I'm not mistaken, which is humongous, is big all over the world. It's his own kind of entity. He also has a brand deal with the clothing line Gap. So he's pretty much into everything, but now he's ending the Gap relationship. There's a few reasons why. If you want to see the full thing I'm talking about, the full clip, I'll link to that in the box. But a summary of what he was talking about as far as Gap is that they weren't on the same page. He's trying to talk to him. It's like he's on mute. They're not really hearing him. They're just not really... They have a relationship that's strained. It's run its course. Now it's time to end it. But during their interview, he said quite a few things that raised some eyebrows. I played at the beginning where he said scandemic, pandemic. That was fantastic. He's awake. He's woke in the true sense, like you and I are, about what's happening with Fauci and Big Pharma and everything else. So I appreciate that part. But there were quite a few other things he said here that I want to highlight. And I'm going to run some clips. And if you want to see these clips in full, I'll link to them in the description. But let's check out this first one right here. We're talking about China and bringing manufacturing back to the USA. Shout out to Trump for that one.
This is the day of liberation right here. This is the day to not be just valued on my cash flow, to be valued on the equity that we bring. We've seen the influence that we've had on two Fortune 500 companies. Also, there's a lot of stuff where they have a lot of commitments to China. And, when we wanted to do localized manufacturing, which is completely possible with some of the factories that I'm buying here in California, we can actually bring industry back to America. I feel that in a lot of ways, Europe has been the head of prestige and with the luxury brands and luxury vehicles, and China's been head of manufacturing. But America, we invented rock and roll. We are the most inventive. We are the youngest startup ever, America itself. So, we invented Apple, we invented Ford, and now we have Yeezy.
What he's saying right here is true. One thing about Kanye, when he speaks a lot, sometimes it's easy to kind of get lost in what he's saying because he has so much going on in his head. But what he said right there was right. It's like, look, you're talking about China. They're pretty much the king of manufacturing. Europe, they're like where all the luxury stuff comes from, all the cars and the luxury clothing brands and whatnot. I'm not sure if their brands are made in China or in Europe, but that's a different story. And I digress. The whole point is that certain parts of the world are known for certain things, but it was America who invented the Model T, the Ford. We invented the Apple iPhone. We are the innovators. So why can't we also be where things are created, where we actually manufacture things here? Because, if we're relying upon China to make everything for us, that's not going to be good because they're going to have that competitive edge over us when it comes to a conflict or anything like that. They can just shut off our supply of goods and we're pretty much doomed. They make all of our cell phones. They might make our weapons. At a certain point, we need to have more things produced right here in the US of A. And one thing he said there, a key word was they have a lot of commitments to China, meaning they can't take manufacturing away. They got certain deals and whatnot locked in for probably a long time. That's my opinion about what he said, and that's probably correct. So I like what he said there about bringing manufacturing back home to the USA. Okay. So for that particular comment, they might want to call him MAGA, Trump supporter, or whatever, and that's fine. I don't see that as a pejorative in that sense, not in that circumstance at all, because everything you said right there is what every red-blooded American should think. Here's another clip that I really liked. I liked it because it reminds me of Kanye when he first came out. college dropout, the backpack, all of that, the polo striped shirt. It reminds me of that Kanye. He's still, in my opinion, the same guy, just he's evolved and elevated. Let's check it out.
So sorry to interrupt. While we have you, we're showing the stock right now of Gap and Adidas, and their Gap got hurt today on that news.
But let's pause for a minute. So Gap got hurt in the news, I guess, of Kanye ended in a relationship. But I think year to date, Gap is down like 50%. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think they've been on a steady decline for a long time now. And what he said was just something else that may have triggered a further downfall, but it had already been in free fall. So what's the point in blaming Kanye for a guy falling out of a window when he had been falling for the past 6 months?
And in general, it's been a struggling retailer. They lost the CEO, Sonia Singhal, the one who you, I believe, made the deal with to begin with, and they're trying to stabilize the overall business. You've always liked this company, and you talked about how you had high hopes for the partnership. Do you think that Gap can ever sort of regain its cool again and be a big player?
They only have one opportunity to be able to be a big player. What do you think it is?
I feel like you're not happy with them today, so you're not going to be too optimistic.
No, I'm saying they have one individual on the planet that could save the Gap. And
who
that
is it?
individual, I'm asking you, who do you think it is? Sometimes the answer is sitting right in front of you.
Talk that talk, Yeezy. Talk that talk, sir.
Well, there was a lot of potential in this deal, but it sounds like you're terminating.
Well, don't bring a leader in and have them not lead. Why would I argue with people who are getting paid by the Gap? I'm sorry, I'm not going to argue with people that are broker than me about money.
Now that right there, put that on a t-shirt. That is a big, crazy mood. I feel that way 100%. It's like, look, man, I'm not going to go back and forth. I mean, no, I'm not trying to be elitist. I'm not trying to be nothing, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We can have a discussion. We can have a talk, but to argue back and forth and you are not here, I just don't understand. Some may think that's arrogant. Some may think he's full of himself and all this and that, but that's Kanye. He been like that. And again, what he said here was not wrong at all. Not in the least bit. It's 100% facts. At least in my humble opinion. Maybe it's a matter of opinion, how you feel, but I don't see anything wrong with it at all. And I like that attitude, 100%.
Understood.
Hey, dead serious. No smile, dead serious. I shout out to Kanye.
Yeah, we thank you for the time today and for joining us on the show.
All right,
Appreciate
the glasses
it.
are coming down soon. There we go.
There you go. A little promo at the end. Glasses coming out soon. I think Candace Owens had some of those. So shout out to Candace. But yeah, shout out to Kanye. Or Ye. I don't want to say the wrong name. But, it's kind of like some of the other rappers from back in the day. Like, who y'all call him? Diddy? I know him as Puff because when I was probably about middle school age, that's when Puff Daddy and the Family came out. I had that tape, the cassette tape with No Way Out. I had that. So I knew him back then as Puff. I'm going to call him Puff. That's just pretty much how that goes. But as I close, I want to say this. I liked what I saw from Kanye during this interview. I saw like an extended version. There's more on CNBC's website. And again, I'll link to that in the description if you want to see the full thing. Like I said, it's kind of hard to follow, but what he was saying was just facts. It's just facts. It's like a information dump. It's like listening to Jordan B. Peterson or somebody like that. It's all facts. You take what you want from it and apply it to however you want to in your life. That's what I do. But I like how he's talking about being more independent, not relying upon these companies, bringing manufacturing back home, and not arguing with those who have less money than him about the money. Again, we could take input, we can have a discussion, but the argument, I don't got time for it. I like that. I like his whole talk, especially, again, about bringing jobs back, bringing power back to the good old US of A, the best country on planet Earth. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what Kanye said here? Did you agree with him, disagree? Are you kind of confused? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I stand. I like what he said 100%. Some want to call Kanye crazy. They want to call him arrogant. They want to call him whatever. But I don't think you could call him a liar. That's one thing I've not heard people call Kanye is a liar. Not in the sense of what he says publicly. I don't see the lie in anything he said right there on CNBC. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.